At the end of the day, commerce comes down to trust. And on the internet, it makes trust much more difficult.
Let's focus on the digital assets are the future. By the way, you can learn more about Andrew at mediaoptions.com, mediaoptions.com. So connect with us how the number one secret is the digital assets being the future, and connect that with media options and domains. Help us to bring those two things together.
Yeah, so I think the best way for people to understand it is usually to give them examples. And so, we helped Amazon to acquire Prime.com, right? They needed, in order to get people like at that time, if you go back, I guess that was probably 4 or 5 years ago, at that time to go to Amazon Prime, you'd go to Amazon.com, you'd go up in the right-hand corner, click the drop-down menu. There's 45 different options. You click on Prime, you go to Prime, then you got Prime Video, Prime this, Prime. And so owning Prime.com gave them a way to, and I suggest anybody that uses Amazon Prime, instead of going to Amazon.com, because a lot of people don't know that you can just go to Prime.com and it'll take you straight to Prime, and it'll give you your variety, the variety of Prime services offered by Amazon. And so, we helped them to acquire that. We helped Elon Musk to acquire X.com from PayPal, which was a phenomenal story in and of itself. We've, very recently, Galaxy Digital, Mike Novogratz's company, one of the largest financial intermediaries in the crypto space. We helped them to acquire Galaxy.com. I think just last week they announced that domain change, even though I think we did that deal maybe 6 or 8 months ago. They just announced that to their customers and vendors last week that, hey, we are now Galaxy.com instead of Galaxy-digital.io, which was, pretty terrible domain name, particularly for a very large multi-billion-dollar financial institution. And so, that's really what we do. And the reason that these companies can justify, laying out hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars, or in some cases, tens of millions of dollars to acquire these domain names is that at the end of the day, commerce comes down to trust. And on the internet, it makes trust much more difficult. And so trust actually gets a higher valuation in terms of, let's say the value stack of what leads up to a conversion of a customer. And so I think it's quite clear to anybody that, if I'm going to buy, let's say I show up and I want to buy, I want to do an OTC $1 million domain, $1 million Bitcoin buy, right? And I'm not aware of any of the companies out there, and I Google it and I see Galaxy-digital.io, I see Coinbase.com, I see Paxos, I see whoever the players are. Galaxy-digital.io isn't going to instill a lot of confidence in me. And so, there's just a sort of inherent initial trust. People go with their initial reaction, their initial instincts, more often than not. And so that is a very important factor in getting the click through. And the more trust you instill in that person that clicks, the higher your chances of converting that person, once you get them in the door, right?
Okay.
And then
so hold on, pause. I want to make sure I got it.
Yeah.
Because I know you keep going here, and I got to pull a little bit out here. So, it helps to, I think, create what's called certainty of conviction for where they're going. It gives clarity for where they're going. Galaxy.com versus Galaxy-something.io and all the different things. And so it helps to build that trust, even that persuasion, right, before they even get to where they're going to click.
100%.
They think, hey, you're the authority, you're there. Is that a fair summary so far?
Absolutely.